Welcome back everyone, welcome back to the Little Red Ninja allotment channel. I hope everyone's well and not flooded out with all the rain we've had over the last few days. In today's video I'm just going to be checking on these two compost bins to see how well they're getting on. Especially that one because it's nearly at the top and the worms are still going through all the compost. I've got quite a lot. I even got quite a lot in that one where I've put in a few more scraps from on the plot. But in today's video I'm just going to be clearing the French bean that I had in that pot. The wind is blowing it over, but Mother Nature has done a good thing. All the leaves have dropped off, so all I really need to do is cut the very bottom of it, take it out and recondition all the soil that was in that pot ready for next year. And then one other job in today's video is just to sort out this area, just to cut it down, just to make it a little bit tidier because it's encroaching on the path here, and especially over winter if I don't clear all this bit here over the path it can be dangerous, like me falling over, which I don't want to do, and I've done it a few times in the past. So that is what's going to be happening today in today's video, and possibly check on a few other things that are in the ground growing. But let's crack on with just clearing all this lot and that pot right there. Might have a look at the carrots and leeks to see if I can pull any more up, but let's crack on. So you'll see this in a mo when this is all clear, or cut down at least. So let's crack on. Just a quick look at the compost bins, and in my main compost bin, as you can see, I have a blanket, and that blanket does a very important job. It stops the worms from getting cold. Even in the depths of winter they stay put in here. And if I just lift it back, you can see the compost mix, and there are a few worms. There's a couple there and they've gone down, but there is a lot of worms in here, and I've just run my hands through, and quite a lot, actually quite a lot. So I'm quite happy with that, even when it's freezing cold. But with the next one I don't do anything like I do in that one. I just chop it up and put it in. But I always keep a layer of grass at the very top, always. And that really generates moisture, because moisture is what you need, especially in a compost bin. Not too much moisture, and that amount of grass does just that. It just keeps it all moist, so any worms that are in there, just get on with it. Don't concentrate as much as I do that one, but still does the same. Only on a longer period, like 6 months, when I want that one to be in 6 weeks. So that is my compost bins. So let's get on with showing you what's growing and the pots. Before I go back to where the comfrey bush is and the plant pot that I had my French beans in, the little area behind the polytunnel, I've just given it a bit of a refresh. I've dug it over, just need to check to see if there's any weeds in here, but well, I just forked it over. Only one weed in that, so all I need to do is recondition it. I'll do a proper recondition early next year, but for over winter I will put in some leaf mould and some of my homemade compost. Just at the top, I've decided not to put any field beans in just yet, mainly so the worms can get on with the leaf mould that I've had and the fresh compost that I've managed to make myself, so they can work it down into the soil before I put any field beans in, which will be early next year now. I've already got field beans on the plot growing away, which is good, but this will just give it a bit of a tidy up. So let's crack on and come back when I've put the leaf mould on and my homemade compost. But if you haven't seen my compost video, take a look at it. It's pretty good stuff when I do manage to get the compost ready, and it usually takes about from putting it in the compost bin to about 6 weeks where I can actually use it. So I'll put a link in the description below so you can have a look at the ingredients that I put in my compost mix to get the worms going. But let's crack on with topping this up and finishing it off before I go back to the comfrey bush and the other pot, and also what's growing on the allotment that I've put in. So be right back. Here we go, all sorted, and all I've done is I've put a layer of leaf mould underneath my soil. The leaf mould layer is about 1 inch thick, really good stuff, and the soil will just stop it blowing away in the winter. And all I need to do is put a frame like that on top, so all that is sorted out, ready to go for next year. But I will put some more nutrients in there, but I'll show you that in the new year, which is pretty straightforward, and it's mainly liquid of my own design, which has done very well this year on some of the crops. So let's get back to the pots that I've done, and also where the comfrey was, and show you what I've done, and also last little bit show you what's growing or what I've put in. And I only put them in 2.5 weeks ago, so they've come up really well, and I wonder what you'll think they are. Well, I'll tell you, but let's crack on. Here we go with the comfrey bush, and as you can see, it's rather small now, so that will just die away for over winter. That's if it's cold. Mind you, even if it's mild, it will still die back. But all the leaves that I cut down, which went over this path and also went all the way over to there, so everything is clear here. And where I've put them in my comfrey bin, but I've also put them in there as well, and they will rot down very fast indeed. With comfrey, do have a look at one of my videos on the comfrey bin. Might be worth your while. So let's get on with these pots that I've sorted out as well. If you're liking the video so far, why not smash the subscribe button and the notification bell, and also the like button. But also, Little Ninja would like you to share it amongst your friends, family, colleagues, anyone that you know, because the more that watch it, the better they are, better the channel becomes. So let's get on with the plant pot. Well, it wasn't a plant pot, it was a big tub where I had my French beans. And here we go. And as you can see, this one is a slightly different to the raised bed behind the polytunnel. I've just left the leaves, the leaf mould on top, and it's about 3 inches deep, all this leaf mould. I don't put any soil, any of my homemade compost in pots, because I believe there is plenty of nutrients in these leaves, especially for pots and tubs, especially this one. But I've got another 2 that I've done, which I'll show in a second. But I do put that stone or that brick and that pot on there just to stop the leaves from flying off, and any birds that want to take them for nesting. But I'm not stopping them getting them, but I would like them to stay in there. So let's get on with the other 2 pots and also what I'm growing. Yeah, here we go. These are another 2 pots, the same method as the tub that had my French beans in, only slightly different. The only difference is they're smaller, but yeah, they do exactly the same job. And I'll have some good soil, recycled soil as well, especially with the nutrients from these leaves, and they're all different types of leaves, right the way through from oak to ash to willow, any leaves really that I've managed to collect over the last couple of years. And let's have a quick look at what I'm growing at the moment. And as you can see, it's the garlic. The garlic have come up, and they've come up about 6 inches. All of them, every single one has germinated, and that is the Casablanca variety. The elephant garlic hasn't, but they take a little bit longer to get going, because they're slightly bigger. In fact, they're a lot bigger. But all in all, quite impressed. There are gaps that I will probably fill with crops in the new year, just to fill the gaps and also protect the garlic as well. But looking at that, the birds have not touched them, thinking they're new things like worms. Yeah, funny looking worm, the green one. But overall, I'm quite impressed. I'm going to hopefully get some decent garlic next year. But in the meantime, I hope everyone is well and looking after yourselves and prepping for next year and getting on with it, because we are in November. So next video will be a few things, sorting out those rest of those seeds in the next couple of videos, and hopefully show you some new varieties of seeds that I'll be growing next year in one of them. So until then, look after yourself. This is Paul from the Little Red Ninja Allotment channel, and Ninja says hi, by the way, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.